Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first for me. It's going to be my first story time. I think this story time is going to be very interesting, and I think y'all are going to enjoy this story that I have for y'all because it was a real crazy one and I will never forget it, so I'm just going to go ahead and share it with you guys. So, I just recently graduated from college, UNT to be exact. Before that, I lived in about 2 or 3 years ago, I lived in some student living apartments. And if you don't know what student living apartments is, it's like basically where students, you pay by room, so you get a room. You get roommates. I had 3 other roommates, including myself, so there's 4 other people. So student living, you just pay your rent by the bed and you share the living space as well as the kitchen space, but you have your own room with your own lock. And I had 3 other roommates. They were random roommates. I didn't know them before we moved in together. So there was 4 of us living together. And at first it was great. Meeting new girls was really cool. They were all nice. I really loved them. I grew close to one of my other ones. We're still friends. We still keep in contact. And then I had 2 other ones, and they were really cool and nice, and we all got along for, you know, a good amount of time. We got along for a couple months. Nothing really bad happened, you know. It's just kind of hard living with new people and not knowing who they are and how they live and how their hygiene is and how they clean up. But anyway, so one of my roommates had a boyfriend that came and visited her during the weekend, like sometimes during the weekend, and it was cool. Like, we had no problem with it as long he just stayed in her room and he spoke to us. He was really nice. So at first we had no problem with him. Me and my other roommates, we were all nice and cool. So like 5 months in, after we moved in together, he started coming around more often and then staying over. And me and my roommates were like, well, okay, well, he stays over, whatever. So he started staying over more and more, like he didn't leave. So we're like, all right, when is he leaving? Like, he don't stay here, he doesn't pay rent. He's still here. He's just like, when is he gonna leave? But so as the time went on while he was staying, he got a little too comfortable with the situation that's going on, because me and my roommates were friendly. We didn't want any like conflict between us, so we kept it friendly with him. So he just got a little too comfortable thinking that we're like his BFFs or whatever. So he just started bringing people over, like guys that we didn't know. My roommate's boyfriend would invite this guy over, and his name was Rob. So he lives in the same apartment complex as us, and he lived like across in some other apartments. But he would always come over with my roommate's boyfriend, and they would hang out and play the game and smoke. And I didn't know it at the beginning, but come to find out, he sold drugs. Rob sold drugs. He was a weed dealer. So he was in our house. I think he was pretty much selling drugs in our house, or inviting people in our house to come get drugs from him. But at the time I didn't know that, because half the time I would be in class while he would be over there. And so I had nothing, like I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, it just kind of it progressed a little bit worse and worse. He would bring guys over. They would start smoking weed in the house, in the apartment. And I just thought that was kind of rude, because we don't know these people. It just got worse and worse, and me and my roommates were just kind of like getting fed up with it, but we still hadn't said anything at this point, but we were just getting fed up with it. So one day, me and my roommate, it was the 3 of us. It was me and my roommate that I'm close with, and then the roommate that had a boyfriend, and then my other roommate was off in class somewhere. So per usual, the roommate's boyfriend had guys over that we didn't know. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm in my roommate's room. I live on one side of the building, like it's like a 4x4, so that's 4 rooms, 4 bedrooms. So there's 2 in the front and like 2 in the back of the apartment. So I'm in the front side of the apartment, my roommate's in the back side of the apartment, and the living room is in the middle. So one day I'm in my roommate's room and we're just talking, you know, conjugating, while the other guys, my roommate's boyfriend, Rob, and then 2 other guys are in the living room playing the game, smoking per usual. Me and my roommate are just in the room talking, laughing, having a good time with the door closed. So all of a sudden, me and my roommate are just sitting there laughing, and we hear Dropout. And I'm like, what? Dropout? Like one of the guys in their living room screamed real loud, Dropout. And I'm like, dropout, what does that mean? And I looked at my roommate and she was like, Sven, come with me. And she grabs my hand, or she grabbed my hand, not like all dramatic. She grabs my hand and we go hide in our closet. The type of closet we have is like one of those closets that's built into the wall and it like rolls to the side. So it has like the side rolling doors so we can go in and get in there. So I get in the closet with my roommate and we're like, we just hear all this commotion going on in the living room, like cussing and the guys like screaming and yelling and about, give me all what you got, give me your cell phone, give me your money. And I'm like, looked at my roommate and I'm like, are they getting robbed? And she looked at me like, and she later explained to me when people say dropout, that means bad business. That means bad news. Basically, they pulled out guns and robbed the place. Rob, and my roommate's boyfriend. So we just hear them like all this commotion and all of a sudden we hear the door close, like the front door slam. At this point, me and my roommate are still in the closet, so it's quiet and we wait. So then we get out and we listen by the door. And mind you, again, the door is kind of right by the living room. So we're listening and we don't hear anything. So we're like, is everything okay? Did they leave? Like, what is going on? What happened in our living room? Like, what just happened? So I look at my roommate and then I think we hear my roommate, like a roommate who has a boyfriend, open her door and ask her boyfriend, is everything okay? And he doesn't answer her. So we're just like, well, what's going on? So I go out there and all I see is the roommate's boyfriend just sitting there like this. And then I see the guy named Rob who got robbed, hands in his palms like this. And I'm just like, okay, come to find out, the guys robbed Rob. I think that is so funny, robbed Rob. The guys robbed Rob and my roommate's boyfriend. Rob, like I said, was a weed dealer, so they stole Rob's weed. They stole their phones, like my roommate's boyfriend and Rob's phone, and I believe their money as well. So I'm just sitting here like, does this really happen? Like, they pulled out guns and robbed them. Like, we're in the apartment. They could have shot up the place. We didn't know what was going on. Like, we're in the bedroom just laughing and all this commotion started happening. Like, my apartment just got robbed by the plug. Like, he wasn't my plug because I don't need a plug, but they just robbed my apartment. They didn't rob me, but they robbed the people in my apartment. They could have took anything. But just imagine, like, what would have happened if we were just like in the living room when that happened, like in the kitchen or something, cooking dinner, and then all of a sudden they're like, drop out. And I'm just like, what? Like, it was crazy. So I'm in my room without my roommate. I text her to come in my room. So she comes in my room and we start talking about what happened. And I'm just like, did they just rob like this guy in our apartment? Like, they just pulled out guns. We were in the apartment. We were here. Like, we were right here. Like, something could have happened to us. Like, we're safe now, but like something could have happened to us. And my roommate was like, I know. Like, she was freaking out. I was freaking out. We were just sitting in my bed talking, freaking out. And all of a sudden, and mind you, my door's open. I don't know why my door's open. I really don't know why my door is open. But all of a sudden, I see my roommate's boyfriend in my doorway, and I'm just like, hey. I look at my roommate and I'm just like, what's up? And he was just like looking down. I guess he was cleaning up because he had a broom in his hand for some reason, and he started sweeping. Like, I have like a little hallway and then it's my door, so he started sweeping my hallway, and I'm just like sweeping all shameful, like with his head down. I was talking about, man, that was crazy, and I don't know what happened. Well, I'm sorry that happened. All the while just sleeping on my floor looking down. Not even look at me and my roommate in the eye, mind you. He was guilty, but he was looking down at the floor the whole time, apologizing. So I was like, oh yeah, that was crazy. Are y'all okay? And he was like, yeah, we cool. But yeah, I'm sorry. And he just like left, and I'm just like, okay. So after he's done sweeping my floor, and my floor is just spotless, he leaves. Then me and my roommate go back to talking about him. And we tell my other roommate, and my other roommate was like pretty scared. So she didn't even come home that night. So it was just us three and her boyfriend. So yeah, that is my story time. My apartment got robbed by the plug. These guys got robbed. They got all their stuff taken, their money, their cell phones. It was crazy. Like, and we were there in the house. We heard everything that was going on, me and my roommate, and they actually pulled out a real life gun. Yeah, just the update on Rob eventually got, raided by the police. So his apartment got raided and Rob went to jail like a couple months after that incident happened. So yeah, and then my roommate and her boyfriend ended up having another baby together and then breaking up. And then we all just moved out of the apartment, and I still talk to my other roommate that I'm close to, and the other ones I barely talk to. So yeah, that is my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I have a lot of other crazy stories. A lot of college stories. If you like this video or the story time, just make sure you like this video and then comment down below if you want to see more. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!